It's clear. It's not what Wham say go. It's what Young Thug says goes, right? Do you see it? Y'all see the power, the influence, the fear, the likability, all of that of Young Thug. Remember that age-old question, would you rather be loved or feared? And some people say feared because fear lasts longer, right? There's a lot of fear element there. Rightfully so. Young Thug's a street guy. He's got a lot of street people around him. Has been involved in a lot of street shit. But if this isn't the goalpost, this ain't even, I can't even call it that, moving the goalpost. This is like taking the goalpost and like hiding it. Like, fuck moving it. Like, yo, wasn't this just like 2 feet closer the last time I came to this end of the field? Like, nah, you turn around, you bring the ball back down the field, and the goalpost is gone. Does keep getting worse. They're leaking more calls and audio. Is this a jail call right here between 21 Savage and Young Thug? Let's take a look at this one.
Yeah, I don't know though. Like, man, but you seen your brother P?
Most definitely.
But he said you told him to do that.
Man, watch out.
Man, on God, that's what he telling the street.
Man, on God, he kept. On that same God, he kept. Man, he come in for nigga to take a plea and say a lie.
Yo, I just want to know where all the energy at. The Young Thug situation.
We'll get into him later. We'll get into 6ix9ine later. But that was very, very clear to everybody, right? And where does a phone call like this even come from? It's like after these convictions is over, after the Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion one, right? The jail call came out on Tory Lanez, and everybody said, "Ooh, maybe you really did do that shit. That phone call looked kind of suspect, looked kind of crazy," right? Same thing with Diddy. There's things that come out after the fact. Here we are again. Where does this phone call come from? Is this like the courts? Is this the jails? Is this the authorities like playing their chess and their strings behind the scenes? Because I want to assume this isn't Young Thug saying, I see all this shit going on with me right now. Everybody and their mother's calling me a hypocrite. Let me put out, a tweet talking about my brother taking a plea deal, as well as putting out audio of a phone call I recorded between me and 21 Savage saying the opposite. No. Young Thug didn't put this out. 21 Savage, did he put this out? He's somewhere overseas right now running around with Lotto, right? Doing his thing, having fun. Why the fuck would he want to jump in right now and just say, let me expose Young Thug as well? I got this phone call I've been recording I never dropped. I don't believe that. This shit got to be coming from the courts or the authorities. It got to be. They are sick. Why so Woody? He might got a point there. Y'all all being played as fiddles, but whether y'all are being played or not, it's still y'all actions, y'all words, y'all phone calls, y'all interrogation footage and audio that's come out, right? This is the Young Thug tweet. My brother would have rolled the whole trip out, but when them guys took the plea, I told my brother to take it too. Nigga just did 12 years and ain't wanna put my mama through that again. Free Unfunk or Unfuk or how you pronounce it, right? His brother. This whole thing about taking a plea deal remains great to certain people. I think within the next 10 years, the streets will finally make a full decision, black and white on that one too. Is plea deals against code or not? John Gotti started that allegedly once upon a time, said, listen, when they come to y'all, you taking your plea deals and saying things like, yes, ma'am, that affects all of us. You taking a plea deal saying it is a gang, that affects all of us. You taking a plea deal saying, okay, I mean, Young Thug took a plea deal too, right? Like, let's not forget, Young Thug came home, but he was found guilty of what he took the plea agree. Anyway, this is Young Thug's tweet. That audio between him and 21 Savage is a complete contradiction. If I wanted to throw Young Thug and out on that one, I would say maybe the timing is so different. Maybe so many people was taking plea deals that he changed what he told 21 Savage, or he changed his position on plea deals and then said, you want to know what, my brother? I don't want our mother to go through this again. You take a plea as well because everybody else is. But what's in your plea should still matter. What's in your deal should still matter. Are you still saying that things are illegal and confessing to crimes? Then the streets outside of you guys' own family decisions should still be able to make a decision right or wrong, correct? But I'm telling y'all, when I say not Wham. Well, what Young Thug says goes, boy. All right. Off of that one, let's go to another one. This is allegedly the plea agreement of his brother, right? Is that what this one is? I saw this one on Reddit, and this is not a new article. Look at this one. This one was posted over a year ago. Young Thug's brother, Un Funk, basically took the same plea deal as Gunna. Does this make him a snitch or nah? All right, let me take a look at this. During April 14, 2022, conversation referenced in section 5, I also discussed using a drone to fly illegal cell phones into the jail. I will possess no guns during the term of the sentence or any time thereafter unless my rights to do so are restored. Okay, sounds like plea agreement stuff. I will commit no criminal acts. Here we go here. Defendant's acknowledgments. All statements below are truthful. YSL, otherwise known as Young Slime Life, is a gang, not Young Stoner Life, right? Wasn't that one of the spins that Young Thug and his legal team and Brian still was trying to spin? It's Young Stoner Life, not Young Slime. Ain't nobody getting slimed out. What y'all talking about? Young Slime Life is a gang, not a music group. Some identifiers of YSL are wearing green. This is Rico shit, right? This is the type of plea agreement and the type of mission to things that bring everybody together under this RICO Act. If he's wearing green and he's wearing green and he got a green bandana in this video together, we represent YSL as a gang, not as a music group. This is clearly damaging plea agreement shit. Wearing green, wearing clothing with the words YSL or slime, wearing pendants displaying the letters YSL or the word slat. So if you got a tat, if you wear the clothes, if you got the chain, I could bring you in under agreements like this, right? Plea deals like this of grouping y'all together under RICO. He got the chain. We have a witness right here that says this is what brings us together. He got the chain, and I got the chain. We together on this. We both in this gang. One of the colors of YSL is green for slime. YSL uses several hand signs, some of which are wiping their nose with the index finger, curling their ring or pinky finger inward towards the palm while extending the even handshake shit is in here. This is the plea agreement that's on Reddit. I mean, Young Thug's gotta make up his mind, and that's where you see all these titles coming up about hypocrisy. Young Thug is becoming a victim of his own reputation on the internet right now. On the internet, real shit. Let's get into why Lil Baby is in the thumbnail. Okay, is this more audio that is dropped? Young Thug calls out Lil Baby for still rocking with QCP, knowing that he took the stand.
He did the same thing P did. Stood up in court. Man, that was Wham. That what you ever get too, rocking with the motherfucking rat. And you be preaching about that shit too, man. You can't do that, man. That's a fact, bro. You dead wrong about that anyway. Nigga a rat, bro. I understand all that. A nigga help put you on. Listen, man. That nigga is a rat. I don't give a fuck what happened. That nigga give me $1 million. Man, you a rat. Whatever you talking about. You got somebody to think the chain gang. Imagine telling on the nigga and the nigga still beat the Kato.
Yo. If the authorities really are the ones behind all this shit coming out after the fact, damn, they playing a dirty game. This would be divide and conquer at its best. Now they get to sit back after playing all these little strings, get to sit back and see what's going to happen with Lil Baby and Young Thug, which is what the whole internet is waiting for anyway. Where's Lil Baby going to stand on? Is he going to say something? He needs to just be quiet. That's the best way to play it, but we'll get to more of that later on. This is divide and conquer clearly. But you can't blame Thug for his own position and his own words. Said, I don't give a fuck if he put you on or not, gave me $1 million. You can't stand next to him because he took the stand and he clearly is calling QPC a rat. All right. Clearly. And I think Lil Baby has always said that Thug was a guy early on. Was it that Young Thug was paying Lil Baby to stay out the streets, like giving him money to stay out the streets? And I know you rapped about, expensive watches that Thug gave him early on or whatever. Like their bond is real, right? They've done a lot of real shit for each other. But where do you stand now when you hear shit like this? All right. And when we say QPC, chat, we know what situation we're talking about, right? Let's go ahead and pull up. You see 1090 Jake in a thumb. Let's go ahead and pull it up. We could play the whole thing even sped up. It's not going to take too much time because it's only 13 minutes. Let's check it out.
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, and I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on P from the QC music label, the CEO of the music label, snitching on a man and getting him a 20-year prison sentence. May 27th, 2010. It was 8:45 p.m. when an off-duty officer working at the Lenox Mall in Atlanta advised over the radio he was with a man who stated a black man named Keon was leaving the mall in a brown tinted four-door and that Keon was wanted for murder. 2 additional officers responded to the area, locating a brown Oldsmobile matching the description given. The vehicle was pulled over with 2 men and a woman inside, with the front passenger being identified as Interior's Keon McClinton, who officers confirmed had a murder warrant out of Fulton County. An investigator arrived at the mall where the call originated and met with Pierre Thomas, who's more commonly known as P, the CEO of Quality Control Music. P stated to the investigator he was at the mall when he recognized the man he knew as Keon. P told the investigator Keon was the same man who previously shot him and killed his friend, which led to the warrant for murder. P would continue by telling the investigator he confronted Keon, even chasing him to his vehicle where Keon grabbed a handgun. That's when P would run for the mall as Keon chased behind him saying, "I'm gonna kill you." P would state he was in fear for his life, hid in the mall, and came back out to see Keon was leaving the area. P would also provide a written statement. According to the written statement, Pierre listed himself as a victim or witness and wrote, "I confronted him about murder and chased him to the car. He got a pistol and chased me in the mall, threatening to kill me." The officer would write, "How do you know the subject?" And P would answer, "He shot me and killed my friend." The officer then asked, "What type of gun was it?" And P answered, "A black handgun." On a second piece of paper, the officer would ask, "Did he make any comments?" And P would write, "I'm gonna kill you." The officer then wrote, "Did you fear for your life?" And P answered, "Yes." Pierre Thomas would sign both pieces of paper along with the witnessing officer who received the statement. Keon would be read his Miranda rights before saying he was at the mall when a man with a red hat approached him, repeatedly asking if he knew him and saying he knew who he was. Keon said the man's friends began to surround him when he took off running to the car. Reaching the car, he pointed his finger at the man with the hat who was now leaving the scene. Keon denied having a firearm or pointing one at anyone. The vehicle would be impounded and no weapon would be recovered, but Keon would be charged with aggravated assault anyways and taken to jail to also face the murder warrant. 8 days later, Keon would be indicted on charges of aggravated assault and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony for allegedly pointing a handgun and threatening Pierre Thomas. Within the witness list, P would be the only civilian listed, and his statement would be the only evidence against Keon. Incarcerated for roughly 3 months, Keon would be indicted on 7 new charges. The state would allege that on December 8, 2009, Pierre Thomas, or P, went over to an apartment complex belonging to Karan Dennis. P had intended on playing Xbox and betting on a basketball game within the apartment that was said to be a marijuana trap house. While at the apartment, a man that evidence later identified as Keon arrived looking for the apartment owner, Karan, who was outside walking the dog. P told Keon to come back a little later. Karan would make his way back to the apartment, and not long after, Keon would arrive looking to buy marijuana. When Karan went to get it, Keon was said to have opened fire, shooting Karan multiple times before firing at P. P would run for the sliding glass door, making his way 2 apartments over, where he told the tenant he'd been shot and to call the police. Karan would die from his injuries, and investigators would determine it to be a murder robbery. Through the course of the investigation, police interviewed P, the surviving victim. P provided them with a description stating the suspect was approximately 6 feet tall, 200 pounds with a mohawk, and a possible tattoo on his face. Time would go by since the day of the shooting, and P would occasionally relay information to the police about stuff that he had heard on the street, identifying Keon, a suspect, or who he heard might have been responsible for killing his friend. He provided some info to the police, and they were able to put a person into a photo lineup, but P did not make an identification. A few more months went by, and P provided information to the police that he had heard that the suspect goes by the name Stunner, and he'd previously been shot in the club. Looking into the nickname, police were able to identify Keon as having used that nickname and having been a shooting victim. 5 months had now passed since P had been shot, and with a new photo lineup presented, P was able to positively identify Keon, or Stunner, as the man who shot him and killed his friend. Police believed it was apparent P had seen a photograph of Stunner prior to viewing the lineup. Because of the positive identification, the warrant for murder went out, and 3 weeks after, P would confront Stunner in the mall before running for his life. Stunner would write a letter to the judge and call out P for his lies that led to his incarceration. He'd introduce himself and say, "I have been incarcerated for approximately 6 months under false pretenses. The accusee, Mr. Pierre Thomas, has made false accusations such as claiming that I shot at him and supposedly killed his friend. Fearing that I would retaliate and seek vengeance for him shooting me 4 times on April 30th of 2010, Pierre Thomas went down to the police department and took a warrant out on me." So in a surprising turn of events, Stunner was now claiming P previously shot him, or knows who shot him, and because P thought Stunner was going to retaliate, P went to the police and snitched on Stunner. March 16th, 2012. Stunner would be re-indicted, now facing a total of 10 charges, including murder, 2 felony murders, and 2 aggravated assaults. All charges would stem from the 2 incidents involving P, the initial shooting at the apartment, and the mall confrontation. 4 days later, Stunner would be ready to face sentencing. According to the guilty plea transcripts, a then 30-year-old Stunner stood in front of a judge as she explained he was charged with 10 counts, but the state had agreed to dismiss 6 of them. He pled guilty to aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, aggravated assault, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. The state would go over the 2 cases and 2 witnesses, Karan Dennis and Pierre Thomas. The judge would receive the details of the shooting, the cooperation of Pierre Thomas, and how Stunner was able to be identified solely by Pierre Thomas's voluntary cooperation by steadily supplying investigators with tips as the months progressed. Pierre would confront Stunner in a mall before running for his life and immediately sought the police as he told them of the murder warrant he helped secure against Stunner. This arrest would place new charges on Stunner, where yet again, Pierre Thomas was the only witness, and his statement was the main piece of evidence linking Stunner to any crime. Pierre would be notified by the prosecutors of the negotiations that had been agreed to, and Stunner would be sentenced to 20 years in state prison, with 10 to serve and the remainder to be served on probation. Only a year after Stunner's sentencing, Pierre Thomas, who we all now know as P, would co-found Quality Control Music, becoming the CEO of one of Atlanta's rising music labels. With the superstar roster like the Migos, Lil Yachty, Lil Baby, and many more, P's power, wealth, and fame would also be on the rise, with only those close to the city knowing what took place before his career took off. Given credit for the 2 years spent in jail, it wouldn't be until May of 2019 when Stunner was approved for parole. Stunner's oldest child was 9 years old when he went away, and 10 years later, the two had plenty to catch up on. But unfortunately, their time together would be cut short.
Shortly after 8 o'clock this morning, officers respond to a person shot. When they arrived, they located one black male in his late 30s, deceased from several gunshot wounds. They were able to locate certain items of evidence, including some shell casings. Right now, we're canvassing the neighborhood, trying to find any witnesses or any video footage of what happened. We've been speaking with some neighbors who did call 911 after reporting hearing gunshots. At this time, we're still trying to determine a motive or who the suspects are. But at this time, we do believe that it was a targeted shooting based on witness accounts.
Stunner was pronounced dead after being shot multiple times, and what police determined was a targeted shooting. The last court document in this case would be a petition to terminate probation, with the reason being his death certificate. Stunner only lasted 7 months in the free world, and with the details of this case being publicly available for over a decade, it's hard to imagine why now in 2023, it's making its way around the internet as if nobody knew. And after this video, there will be little to no room for debate, as we all can now see P snitched on Stunner. Now this paperwork, it's clear cut in two different ways. The paperwork that hit the internet was fuzzy, looked a little funny. The paperwork I got is clear as day. This is 4K paperwork, but it's clear cut in the sense that it's publicly available. Anybody can get it. And he clearly fucking told. He cooperated in the mall saying, oh, this man's over here and he got a warrant for murder. But not only that, he cooperated and helped secure the warrant for the murder. Now you can say the initial description he gave was throwed, and it was. That was the reason the murder was dropped, was because of the initial description. But at the end of the day, it also states that P stayed in contact with investigators, letting them know whatever he heard on the street. So P was tapping into the streets, hearing this, that, and the third, and then relaying that same information to the homicide investigators. Aside from a grainy picture that the surveillance cameras at the mall got of Stunner with something in his hand that might have resembled a gun, P was the only evidence of the aggravated assault at the mall and of the murder and attempted murder. It's clear cut. P from QC snitched. And I talked to somebody, they said, oh, this is about to break the internet. I don't think it will. For two.
I'm going to follow a similar sentiment about that in a second. Now, we know that Q responded to this, right? That audio of Young Thug coming out telling niggas like, yo, Lil Baby still hanging out with a rat. Wham, tripping for that. You know he responded. God knows how old that audio is, but when you talk about stirring up a bee's nest right now, this is crazy. However, all these audio clips is coming out, whoever's putting them out. But check this out. QCP responds to Young Thug calling him a rat. Imagine some broke ass rats like Thugger. Stop right there. Oh shit. So immediately calling Thug a rat there. Q. Wow. Let's start again. Imagine some broke ass rats like Thugger and Pee Wee Rat Roscoe trying to run a rat narrative on me and all my niggas that I love, running with these hoes as niggas knowing how these niggas talk about me. I'm going to say this for the last time. I'm not a street nigga. I'm a tax-paying citizen that's running a business and taking care of my family. All the street niggas is broke, dead, and in jail. Why do y'all continue to glorify this shit? Streets been dead. Y'all niggas gave the city a bad name. What's this next slide? And by the way, I ain't never been in no courtroom on no nigga, sat in an interrogation room, running niggas' names. Ooh, that's a shot. And I don't speak on the dead, so I don't care enough to explain the situation. Y'all boys the police. Y'all niggas mad because y'all not me. Well, the piece where he says, I'm a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen running a business, that's it. The moment you don't claim to be a gangster or a street nigga, now, if you was, you can't do it conveniently. Like, oh, shit, I'm caught up and now I'm a civilian overnight. You can't do that, right? But if that's been his status all along and then he got jammed up in that situation, then you can't target him for that. But it's still a powerful guy like Thug. And we're not going to start jumping out here and saying, oh, this audio clips is AI. We're just going to assume it's real for now. It sounds real. And I'm not hearing anybody coming out and saying that these shits is all fake. Whoever's releasing them, the feds or the government, is just trying to make Atlanta all kill each other so they could just bring down a couple more RICO arrest warrants. They're probably doing that anyway. But at the same time, we're not getting any vibes or any reports that these clips is fake. So if you're in there calling him a rat, the man responded. And you are driving a narrative on him through, and you're talking about Wham as well, Lil Baby. It kind of amplifies the shit that Rollo was saying on Academics about, like, Young Thug is calling people and saying, don't fuck with him, don't fuck with him. That boy's a rat, this person's a rat. And that's cool too, because if Young Thug comes up how he comes up and if that's where he stands, it's okay to take a position of power in whatever city and start saying that person's no good. This isn't new. Young Thug wouldn't be the first person to do that. But then you have to be clean as a whistle. You can't have none of this shit around you. And that's what empowers somebody like Roscoe to come out and say, yo, the goalpost is moving. And then on top of that, you out here calling a bunch of people things that they could turn around and call you based on what you're doing. That's the hypocrisy element. He's drowning under the hypocrisy element right now. Now, let's go to some reactions. I know he struggled the other day. Let's see if he tries to clean it up a little bit more. Let's see what Wack is talking about.
Act jumped on it. And his narrative is if people like you, then you ain't that. And he right. Now, I'm not going to say he ain't that, but I know the dude. I got some respect for the dude, so I just won't disrespect his name. Now, Gunner, I'll call him a rat. I'll tell you what he did in the interrogation room is against the rules.
Okay.
He shouldn't have did it. He said too much, did too much.
Okay.
There's no explanation for that. He's dead wrong.
Okay.
But I won't disrespect his name because, that's my partner, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's my partner. I ain't going to even sit here and lie. Am I selected politics? A little bit. I'm not telling you, no, that ain't what it is. But I'm not going to disrespect my man's name. I hope Thug would understand that. So, today, we coming up with the New Testament. What we feel the new rules of the street should be. And I expect all of y'all to make this go viral, right? Because, we going to go from 1 to 10 with a bonus 1. That last one, a lot of y'all probably ain't going to like. But some of y'all old school dudes ain't going to like.
Let me get my pause button ready.
Let's start with number 1.
All right, let's go. Let's do it.
New Testament rules of the street, number 1.
Okay. Mind you, I'm going to go through these and I'm going to pause with them. I don't give a fuck whether y'all adopt them or not. But for the sake of logic and holding you guys to it as you guys continue to get in and out of shit on the internet in months and years to come that we will be covering, let's make sure that we can take a position on these New Testament rules so that later on, when y'all want to select a politic and find gray area because y'all motherfuckers ended up in some cuffs, we're going to see.
You can snitch on somebody who snitched on you first.
The answer is no. Okay, let's see what he's going to say.
Hey, that's the first new rule.
Oh, he's saying that you can? Oh, my God. Well, this is one thing that Troy Ave definitely has right. The streets are a myth. It's for shit like this.
That's being proposed for the New Testament of the streets.
The New Testament.
Rule number 1, you can snitch on somebody who snitched on you first.
How y'all feel about that, chat? I mean, how old was I when I learned 2 wrongs don't make a right? And that's the thing about adopting one's principles or morals. They're not supposed to be adopted. They're supposed to be maintained within yourself. Okay, you're not supposed to be able to say. I'll make it extreme. I'll make it. I know, Capo. I know. This might be tough. I didn't go through all this testament, so it might get worse. Okay, we're gonna bear with Wack on this one. We're gonna try to get through this, but let's say this. I'll go extreme. If somebody R's you, can you R them back, or or can you R their relative or something? No, if you not into that nasty, disgusting, belong in hell type of shit, you stand there. And if somebody else does that, you let them get their repercussions in whatever means. You don't adopt somebody else's principles or morals if they are not of yours. That's it. If you walk into that situation knowing that I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm deciding to rob this bank. Right? You rob the bank, you get caught. If you also are taking a position that I uphold the code, I'm not saying who my getaway driver was. I'm not saying who the mastermind was. I'm not saying the person that gave me the drop on what the code to the safe was. I'm not saying it. Then that's your shit. You don't have somebody else say like, oh, wait, it's him, ARP, that really masterminded this whole shit. I just got to fight that. And my lawyers just got to prove that I didn't do the things that I'm being accused of. I don't turn back around and say, oh, the person that said this to me, I'm really going to turn around and say, no, they're the ones you don't adopt somebody else's code. And if that's the case, then you become the person that, hold on. That's what I mean by, and I did a blog a long time ago about that. I called it turncoat tendencies. Turncoat tendencies. You're not a stand-up person if you say like, I am going to be like this until. What difference is that of me walking around saying, I'm the toughest in the world. I'll knock anybody out that ever disrespect me. You know what I'm saying? But the moment it's somebody bigger than me or stronger than me, I don't stand on that no more. Now you can say whatever you want to me and disrespect me because you're taller than me. Whether you're taller than me, you're a different weight class than me. You got more wreck in the street than me. I create all these little variables to say I am this unless this happens. You guys are creating fucking flow charts. It's supposed to be the decision all the way down the line. All the way down the line. If it doesn't, you have turncoat tendencies. That means that based on the situation at hand, you may stray from your code. It's that simple. It's that simple. I'll give you a more simple one, an easier one, right? Fellas, you're marrying a woman. You get up there, you present your vows before you exchange the rings and all this type of shit. I will never cheat on you. And she told you the same shit, right? Can she get up there and tell you like, well, we ain't fucking the last 2 weeks while you was on business and all this type of shit. And, you know, I got horny, so I can do it in that. No, there's no circumstance that's supposed to change it. Right? And ladies, y'all ain't letting us get away with that shit neither. Because it's supposed to be down the fucking line. The moment you allow somebody to say, I will be like this until or unless something like this happens, then I can change. Turncoat tendencies. Turncoat tendencies. What if it's not even true? You know how many times it's not true? Somebody could be sitting in the detective box. They just did that in Young Thug's audio. At the end of it, right? He said something about one of the detectives tried to play him. And Young Thug caught it. Was it when he asked him about being a blood? He said somebody said something about him, and Young Thug's like, "Nah, he ain't say that shit." Right? Like the detective tried to lie to him. Right? So what if I'm in there and the detective tells me, like, "Look, I'm gonna tell you right now." Very common tactic. Even if they don't say a name, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Now's your opportunity to save yourself. Now's your opportunity to put the truth out there, because if not, it's going to be left to interpretation by the judge and the jury. There's going to be a last chance. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you right now, they'll be lying their ass off. I'm telling you right now, other people that's arrested, you're not the only person that's arrested. We ain't going to tell you who's arrested, but other people that we have in custody as well down the hall, they're going to take up for themselves. They're going to make sure that I suggest you do the same. Word, damn. Let me find out my homie might be down the hall ratting on me. All right, fuck it then. You want to know what? He's the one that had the turncoat fucking tendencies. You pick where you stand and you stand it down the line. Wack, I hate this fucking first one. You might be right, Capo. We might not be able to get through this shit. We might not. We might not.
That means if y'all get busted, dude come back there and say, hey, man, your man just gave you up. What? Play the recording? Yeah, man. You know, the guns under the seat was yours. You know, that was all his. Now, you can say, what? Matter of fact, not only them ain't my guns, he got a style spot up under the air conditioning unit. Listen, man, we just going off of what we see the youngsters gravitating to. You know, this is from me, but it's what I'm seeing the youngsters doing, because I'm tired of arguing with y'all. So rule number 1 of the New Testament of the streets, you can snitch on somebody who snitched on you first. Number 2.
Let's hear it.
Now, I like this one. After 10 years, however it falls, with no incident, one can cross back over to being a civilian with no expectation of the streets or its set.
Oops, my bad. I think I clicked something. My bad. I fucked up. My bad. I'm sorry, y'all. I was really just trying to.
Act jumped on it.
Oh, my bad.
And
all right, we're gonna let it fast forward back to where we was. I'll talk while still going in the background. My bad, y'all. I like that one a little bit too. The only problem is you have a thing called initiations, right? And you have a thing called rules that you follow when you're in certain groups, certain gangs, when you ride with certain people. So if I get jumped in and it's like, you know, the only way out is through death, but then I don't get into no major incidents, I don't get into nothing over the last 10 years. Is that the rule of that? That's not, I'm not going to have a super opinion on that, because that can change group to group, gang to gang, understanding to understanding. Y'all have y'all shit. You know what I'm saying? Once a this, always a this. And if that's what it is, then that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the gray area that you create if you don't go based on your own group's rules. You got a situation where it's like you come in, you get initiated. The rules that we're following is that we take this type of shit to the grave. You don't get into nothing for the next 10 years. Actually, you get married, you have a couple kids, you move to a different state. You still are who you are. Your people still have certain expectations of you. Your past is still your past. The cops knock on your fucking door for whatever fucking reason. They grab you up. Because you ain't been into nothing for the last 10 years, you're now allowed to get in there and sit down and talk about your whole gang and everything that you witnessed and experienced. And you get to put that RICO shit right on them. You get to yes, ma'am, all that shit. I can't agree with that unless it's known to your group. Hey, I'm dropping my flag. I'm out of here. I'm not fucking with this no more. Then I understand. You know what I'm saying? You're telling everybody, I'm out. I'm going civilian mode. I don't want nothing to do with this shit no more. And you should. I think every gang, it's dope to do that, to allow people out, even though some of that shit be like death till until we part and shit. I think it's good to allow people to bring to the table on some real nigga shit, real man shit, and say, yo, I'm done. I'm out. The reason why is because it could be detrimental to both sides. If the one person wants out, like, why try to keep somebody in a place where they don't want to be kept? To the other side, you want to keep this person a part of your shit, and you now see that he's no longer built like that. So you want to force him to remain there, knowing that he don't want to be a part of that shit no more. Now, if he gets his ass in trouble and he tells on y'all, you brought it on yourself. You brought it on yourself. You forced this man to be a part of something that he's telling you he's not built for anymore. You know what I'm saying? But that's why there's a little bit of gray area there, as much as we hate gray area, but the gray area really is based on that group's rules, right? All right, let's see what point we at in this shit.
Number one, you can snitch on somebody who snitched on you first.
Okay, he's still on the rule number one. We already talked about that. And I think when I did my turncoat blog, I think I was talking about some battle rap situations. I was probably talking coded, but it was real. Y'all could go find it on the channel. It was, matter of fact, I think it was a part of my Norbs blog. Now, I don't know if my Norbs blog is still there. I might have set it to private because me and Norbs, cool again. We put all that shit behind us. I don't know. It might be on a channel. It might not. But anyway, where we at?
Got a star spot up under the air conditioned unit. This is
Look at this first comment. Stay in school, hang out with girls, get money, and travel the world, kids. I agree with. I love that. Yeah, 1000%. Perfect comment.
this on you first. Number two.
All right, back to number two.
Now, I like this one. After 10 years, however it falls, with no incident, one can cross back over to being a civilian with no expectation of the streets or its set. Can't call him about nothing. He all the way back civilian mode. So if y'all want,
by the way, 10 years is too long. It should be like 1 year or I don't know. I got to go 10 years to prove to you that I really want to be a taxpayer citizen. That's too long.
to go over there playing with him, he can treat you like a civilian. 911 operator. Yes.
Well, the good thing about it is if you guys decide to make this a rule, even though I was never a street nigga, I was into way more shit than I've been in since my adult years really matured, right? But I never claimed to be an all-out street nigga like that. Me, regardless of the shit that I've been into or the things that I experienced or the things that I've done. But luckily for me, if you guys still make this a new universal code, I still fit because I damn sure am longer than 10 years out of all types of fuck shit. So I crossed the mark either way.
Some dudes are at my door. Do you know who they are? I definitely know who they are. They're from my old day. They can do all that talk. Again, this is the mentality that I think best fits the new generation. Number three, a man has 72 hours to take his case. If his action led to another man being arrested, if you left something in another man's car, home, without telling them, or that man can speak his truth. That man.
I was with him until he got to that part. Now, is it fucked up to allow another man take the charge for you. Like, we in the car, is my gun. Like, I think they put this on like Lil Meech a little bit recently, right? With that footage that came out. But anyway, it's my gun in the car. We get pulled over. The gun is on the passenger side, glove box, whatever. They for whatever reason, the cops don't, that's not going to happen. But for whatever reason, they just put on the passenger. They only got him. I never step up. I never come to precinct. I never claim it. Nothing. Is Wack now about to tell me that the passenger seat person got 72 hours to turn around and be like, listen, man, it's really ARPs, man, because he didn't step up and claim it? I'm going to tell you why that's so wrong before I even let Wack finish this shit. Because that could constitute the whole, hey, y'all, everybody come out. We caught. No, motherfucker, you caught, not we. And that's part of the lifestyle. That's part of the game. 10 of us go do something. 10 of us rob the bank. 5 of us go jump on somebody. Some of us might end up on footage. Some of us won't. Some of us might get caught. Some of us might get away. Somebody might get hurt. Somebody might get scot clean. Somebody might have left a cell phone behind. Somebody might have left theirs at home. So what it really boils down to is everybody on the same page. Okay? Meaning, the type of people that you with. If you hop inside of homie's car over here, he's probably strapped up. That's just how he moves. So if you're walking around and moving around with people that got illegal straps on them, you got to take what comes with that as well, or just don't hang out with that person, because some will get away and some won't. That's the rules of it. So you don't have to, it's morally correct to step up and say, that's my shit. It's morally correct. But that doesn't, if that person never walks into the precinct like, shit, I got away, thank God. Oh, who'd they get? Damn, they got John? Fuck! The gun that John got is really mine. Oh, let me walk to the precinct because John now has the right to tell on me. No, you guys agree to all of this before you get caught. This is what comes with the game. Don't let me fucking hit play and Wack is about to say something different. Mr. Pyro.
You didn't use my car. You brought it back to me. I jumped into it, hit some corners. Police pulled me over. Find something that ain't mine, that's yours. Hey, homie, what's up with it? Yeah, homie, I got pulled over. They found something in my whip, something that I know ain't mine. Now, within that 72 hours, I said 72 hours because maybe you got to get your bail money, go bust a couple moves, do a few things, get your women. If you got more than one, get them, what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Sell cars, something, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And then go up there and claim your stuff. If not, that man can speak his truth. Hey, man, DA, I want to talk to you. I mean, listen, man.
First and foremost, that man is going to be clear to speak his truth if he is a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen, regardless. So let's quantify that, okay? Hey, man, you took my car. I'm here working a 9-to-5 with a family. I ain't into nothing street. You know what I'm saying? Tax-paying, law-abiding citizen. Cops knocking on my door when I returned the rental car saying that they found something in there. I loaned it to you, and we've established that it's yours. If he tells on you, he tells on you, and he's a citizen. So there is no snitching there. We don't have to quantify that in that regard. But if these is two homies into the same shit, running by the same codes, no, you don't got 72 hours or else now I can snitch on you. I already spoke about that. I already ranted about that.
Again, this ain't how I feel it should go. These are the new rules that I feel best fits the new generation.
So he's saying these are his rules. He said that he feels best fits the new generation. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it through all of this, man, because you're putting out shit that's just, it's going to create more problems in the street. You're straying more away from real moral-based, principle-based codes of people that decide to live a certain lifestyle and accept black and white, yes and no, this is what it is versus all this other shit. If this happens, then I get the opportunity to do this because 72 hours passed or 10 years went by. Y'all niggas is crazy. Y'all niggas is sick. Y'all really are sick.
New Testament of the streets. Number 4, if a man takes a charge for another man, and they agree that the bond and the lawyer fees is supposed to be taken care of, and you breach that agreement, the man who took the charge can then cooperate against you.
I can't watch anymore after that one. Oh my God. That's another one that looks like the example of what they said is happening with Lil Meech and his homie that went and served some of the time, took the charges or whatever, right? No bail money or no help or no bond or no family support financially ever came. What happens there is you just got a piece of shit friend, or let's say this too. This might be a reach to some of y'all, but what if we agreed, you taking a charge, I'm the money, I'm the face, I'm the company. I need to be out here because I'm the one that could still provide for you and your family. You ain't providing no opportunity. You just running the streets. You know what I'm saying? We together, but I'm the artist. I'm the big name rapper. So you take the charge for me. You take the charge, and then I never put nothing on your books. I don't send nothing to your family. I don't pay for your lawyer, none of that type of shit. That can now turn you into a snitch? No. That turns me into a fuck nigga. That turns me into a person you should want to come home and beat the shit out of, or possibly you just, however you want to handle that towards each other as men. Okay? Or go and tell everybody, pull a Young Thug and tell everybody, don't fuck with him. Don't fuck with him. Don't fuck with him. But creating these scenarios that allow you to go from following street code to snitching, you're not supposed to create any rules like that. What the fuck is, I'm turning it off. I'm turning it off. Every time we come across shit like this, people, I'll be feeling like I'm going to just be like, yo, it is what it is. I ain't in the streets. I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to be entertained by it. We're going to podcast about it. And then I see some shit and it's just so outlandishly foolish and stupid and not aligned that makes me say, we gotta talk about it. we got to. I'm starting to feel like it's our responsibility to balance out, at least to a minor degree, the bullshit that gets said on the internet. You guys got to have somewhere to go to hear the truth, or to hear what's actually more morally and rightfully sound. We got to have some, even though we're just going to do our little couple thousand views over here, we got to keep somewhere to go. That's not going to say, it's been 72 hours, I could snitch now, like a Wack. We got to keep the Sorry It's True podcast. You're right. So go ahead and fly off the hinge, go on your rants, get pissed off, ARP. We need to have areas of the internet like this. Fuck it. Just aligns with rare breeds. Back to well, this was all in the Young Thug segment, but back to some of these reactions. You know it's something when fucking 6ix9ine could make a point.
Yo, I just want to know where all the energy at. The Young Thug situation, I stood quiet 2 days just watching it play out. Watching what excuses the people come up with. Every day, every year, every time a nigga come out, y'all move the goalposts further. Oh, nah, bro, it's different. No, it's different, bro. It's different. You told, like, before 12 in the afternoon. Like, that's a forbidden rule. You can't do that.
I hope so.
No, bro, it's okay, bro, because he told after 3, like, bro, it's so easy. They tell you have the right to remain silent. Anything used against you could be used in the court of law, whatever the fuck the case they say. You have the right to call an attorney right now. You spoke for 2 hours. 2 hours. It's me beating a horse. Like, I'm not saying that. Y'all heard what y'all heard. Where's all the energy at? Why hear everybody quiet? Why Lil Baby, 21 Savage, Future? Why you not saying nothing?
Let me try to freestyle real quick before I get into these last 2-3 pieces related to Young Thug. Let me try to see if I can remember. So, if the goalpost is being moved, which it is, let's be 1,000, which it is. What are we focusing on? And chat, I'm gonna keep an eye on y'all as well. Y'all might need to help me out. All right. 1, doing a 2-hour interrogation in the first place, especially like even if you're caught off guard, the fact that you get to a point where they read you your Miranda rights and tell you clear cut, you have the right to remain silent or have an attorney present, right? Knowing that they're talking to you about some real shit, right? So that 2 hours, you could say shit, but what you say is critical. I keep saying that. Some people end up in an interrogation for 2 minutes Hey, so what's a blah blah? I don't know nothing. Hey, Kevin from India, and the detectives say, all right, we ain't gonna get nothing here, and then they go. Then you got other people that end up getting fed food and shit like that because you're there long enough, and they want to make you even more comfortable because they realize you are cooperating with them and possibly corroborating information that they need. Anyway, the 2 hour long interview. Any rapper does that, you're gonna have a lot of backlash. What's another one? Saying any correct names. You didn't just say Kevin from India, that doesn't really exist. We really are talking about Lil Wayne, Baby, and Roscoe. Okay, let's get a little bit more detailed. When it came to Roscoe, we heard who Roscoe. I don't know. I called him and said, "Did you shoot it?" Like, well, I mean, he told me he didn't do that shit, but I don't, he break the law every day. You know, you're almost establishing that he has the capability of doing it, even though you don't think that he did. Okay, let's go back to Lil Wayne and Baby, because a lot of this is about their dynamic. Talking all of this about the beef and the drama and the business, why Lil Wayne or Baby might have friction amongst each other, that does things like establish motive. It establishes motive. That's why the detective is sitting there, trying to be slick, saying things like, well, hypothetically, if it did, why would they beef? Hypothetically, I know you're telling me that they probably not, but hypothetically, if they were, why would they? Right? What else do we got? We got the tweet of, I told my brother to take a plea deal, right? But then we hear you in other senses contradicting that, as far as nobody could take a plea deal in your audio that dropped with 21 Savage, right? I ain't tell my brother to take a plea deal. I don't know what happened in between the times of that audio and you tweeting this, but either way, the internet's just going to look at it, put them next to each other and say contradiction. What else do we got? You giving them a statement saying, hey, if you ever need anything, just call me. I'll help y'all out. Here's my phone number. Even if you're trying to spin them, that doesn't read very well, doesn't sound very good. Okay. What else do we got? People? What else do we got? The plea deal I think I mentioned with his brother, and then or the thing with Lil Baby, right? I'm sorry, we already mentioned the plea deal. I'm talking about the Lil Baby one, the QPC, the contradictions that they're putting out there, especially as it relates. Now let's go to number 8, Gunna. Okay, he yes ma'am'd plea proffer agreement, and then we see Unfunk, who you're tweeting saying you told him so that y'all didn't affect y'all mother anymore, both y'all in jail at the same time. And we pull up that paperwork that's posted on Reddit over a year ago, and he's agreeing to hand signs and colors and green and all. I'm at like 8. What else? What else are things that they pinpointed from the audio? What else am I missing? There's other ones that they're just like, ooh, that one right there hurts. What else? I'm not gonna go food, like whatever. We're at 8. What else, people? I'm coming to the chat. I'm going blank. Is there more? This all related to the goalpost shit. Things changing. I'll leave it there. There's more, I feel like, where the internet is just going at him for hypocrisy. There's more. When I said earlier, Young Thug is becoming a victim of his own reputation, it's shit like this that I actually mean. Interviews like this.
Cool. You might get a foul. You don't know what's going to happen, but don't stop being gangster when the police, when it's time to go in them rooms.
Stay gangster.
Stay gangster.
I always tell them.
That's all I'm saying.
I tell my whole hood, the police can't give you no time.
Stay gangster.
So don't tell them that. When they lock you up and they want to question you or anything, just at least buck on them. Like, make them feel like you ain't gonna tell. Like, wait till your first time going to court or something, bro. Like, don't tell. Like, you told it the precinct, fuck nigga. But they ain't got the police was finna do. They still gotta take you in. They already wrote the ticket. They already called it in. No matter what you tell them in the precinct.
Niggas telling in the police car. Fuck it. You in the car getting busy.
Yeah, you think this? You think this man finna pull over and let your pussy ass out the car? You think this nigga finna pull over and let your pussy ass out the car?
You still gonna go through a process.
When you tell him, he gonna say, "Okay, I got a lieutenant. You can tell that to."
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, don't even tell me, you bitch ass nigga. I can't write this on your ticket.
Mm-hmm.
So tell to the next person. Tell to the next person.
And we only talking to the niggas who signed up for this shit. If you subscribe to the streets,
right?
You feel what I'm saying? That's what you
Right,
signed the fuck up for, man.
This
you feel what I'm saying? Don't sign up for the streets and then try to erase that shit when you get caught. Hold, give me no, that's not how that shit works.
I stay out of trouble because I know I can't tell.
You had listen.
So I just stay out of trouble.
You had a heavy foot. It was a big step in the street. As soon as you get to the police district, your name Lightfoot now. You got tender toes. Now your feet like what's going on? Your feet tender.
Now you're nothing.
What the fuck is going on?
Come on, man.
Like I'm just saying, if that's the life you're gonna live it. If not,
so don't go from big step to tender toes.
Teddy Tender ass.
I'm just saying. They're saying what? This is a recent tweet by Young Thug. Might be at a point where you realize the internet is just running so rampant with all of this stuff and dissecting all these different audio clips and people coming out and speaking out. YSL or ex-YSL people coming out. You got the Woodies, you got the Roscoe stuff, you got Wack 100, you got the academics, you got the previous co-founder of YSL that spoke out. You got all this stuff. This isn't one of those, a tweet or two will make this go away. And if this is his last tweet, then he realizes that at this point. Young Thug says he's going to let the music do the talking for him. Let the music talk, Spider. Now, let me tell you why that is the best option for him right now. Some people might get annoyed at what I'm about to say. I'll take the big screen so that if y'all want to flame me for it, fuck it, I'll sit here and I'll face it. The reason why that tweet is the best tweet that he's put out ever since all of this shit, allegedly, is because none of this shit really will matter in the end of the game anyway. None of it. We don't have to keep seeing this. That's a definition of insanity. Seeing the same thing and expecting a different outcome. Okay? Time in the music industry heals all of this type of shit. I've seen it in battle rap. I see battle rappers that have broke code and done things and they right back on stage. People still book them and whatever. And they'll still rap that street shit. And the fans will still click play. The bloggers will still cover it and still talk about it and promote them and back them. And right. Music industry. 6ix9ine is still making more money out there overseas than a lot of your favorite rappers. if I'm scared to pull up how much money did 6ix9ine make in 2024. You know what I'm saying? He made a good deal of money. Hell, when he came home, and at least he claimed it, when he came home, you still have like the Nicki Minaj's of the world that featured with him. You have the Kodak Blacks that got on camera and said, who? 6ix9ine? That was $1 million. Of course I did it. Of course I did it. The money. He said, yeah, I'm going to go feature with 6ix9ine. Kodak Black, supposed certified super street nigga. You're super goblin, gremlin goon, right? None of this shit be mattering. It don't fucking matter. It just becomes internet entertainment, conversational pieces and points. Shout out to the podcasters and the bloggers that at least make money off of it. Shout out to all the internet people that at least get entertained off of it. But the moment you take that shit too personal, if you're not involved in it, you lost. Because the private and the personal investment in the shit mean it goes nowhere. I have no personal attachment to Gunna, Doug, Roscoe, none of them. None of them is going to change my life. For the, you know what I'm saying? I'm not next to them, not involved with them. I don't care what they do. If anything, it'll be content for us here. We'll keep it 1,000, try to pick up some jewels about it. But who really, if he does what he just tweeted, what we asked and begged Drake to do, that UMG shit will all fly under the fucking rug. We've been telling him that it will if he just shuts up and makes music. We ain't been telling Drake, no matter what, you're done in hip hop. Because you broke a hip-hop rule. Nobody's been telling them that. From the Charlamagne the guys and the big radio outlets and medias and bloggers, and I might have said it once or twice as well since last year. Drake, just give us good music. You could break the hip-hop rule. Here's another hip-hop rule. Ghostwriters. It don't fucking matter if you get exposed or not. We'll put you right back on stage for the next card in battle rap, or put you on the right next on the next album in the industry if it's gonna sell. It don't fucking matter. And it's wild to say that, but it's fucking true. This shit is this week's and next week's, and we'll see how long it goes. Big hip hop news. Some people will be affected. Those are the people that are actually involved. The broken relationships, the lost money, the lost business dealings, the I can't rock with this person. Like, let's say what Southside just said on Drink Champs. I can't make no beats for Gunna because of Young Thug. Shit like those are the people that are actually invested and involved, and they take losses. Everybody else, if Young Thug puts out a song right now addressing even subliminally this shit, it's going to have 1 billion views. And if he uploads that on his YouTube channel, he's going to have 1 billion views worth of money and monetization for it. We're all going to listen. We're all going to react. We're all going to buy the stream still. We're all going to buy the album still. Okay? That's the reality of what he's facing. Goalpost moved. Absolutely. I think it's been stolen, the goalpost. Rules changed and switched up. Absolutely. Are you going to look in the mirror and lie to yourself? Oh, since when is the sky fucking orange or purple or red or no? Like, why lie to yourself? But it ain't going to change shit. And he's still a powerful, influential, feared person. That's why Wack don't want to call him a snitch. He said, I'm doing a little selective politicking. You don't want to call him that, though. He said, well, he did absolutely wrong, but I can't say the word. I understand. You know what I'm saying? Lil Baby, I don't know. Lil Baby still going to stand right there? Probably. When it comes to Young Thug as well and transitioning off of him into Drake, I thought this was funny. I did. The West Coast says, how are they cool when you knowing they shot up Lil Wayne's bus? Boy, it makes you look at this and really think, right? And say, this whole shit is fake as fuck. This whole shit, man. Like Drake is rapping about this, right? Standing niggas that tried to harm me and whatnot, right? Right? You tapped in. Or just call Lil Wayne. How about this? Before the tour bus shooting, before that, anybody see what Young Thug and Baby and Lil Wayne were going through? Young Thug was super weaponized by Baby, if you ask me. Lil Wayne was showing up to concerts, cursing out Young Thug on stage, saying SMDs, complaining, talking about his album being blocked, his career being halted, all this type of shit, right? Stuff like that should make the Nicki Minaj's and the Drakes and all that either fall all the way back and shut the fuck up and never even stand next to either one of them until they figure it out, or pick a side. Pick a side. This is your mentor. Does he have Lil Wayne tatted on him? This is your mentor, right? Do you believe, Drake? Do you believe what the whole rest of the world believes, which is Young Thug's beef with Lil Wayne, and the whole thing mixed up with even the authorities believe that. That's why they was bringing that shit up in a fucking interrogation room to Young Thug, right? Drake, do you believe that Young Thug could have directly or indirectly had anything to do with that? If your answer in your heart is yes, realize that somebody could have lost their life. Why the fuck would you be still standing next to the man? Because it's just about who you are. Young Thug is one of the hottest guys, one of the strongest guys. That's slime. I want to be cool with him. Some people say certain things about that tragic night with you know what? I ain't gonna go there. I was gonna go to the J Prince and Amigo. I ain't gonna go there. I'm gonna leave that alone. I ain't gonna go there. It's all fake. It's all fake. It's just a who's who world. All right. Speaking of Drake, since we was already there, it did age, didn't it? What the hell is this about? Somebody done got enraged and tore his store up. The fuck? Shorty look like she's there trying to light a lighter in a spray bottle, as if she's trying to burn the place down at first. See that? she lost patience. She was trying to burn shit, lost patience, and dropped the light and the spray and said, fuck it, and just went with the hands.
I get it, I get it.
Hold on, be careful with the music. Damn. Now, this is thousands and thousands of dollars of damage, right? This is a lot of charges. This is a lot of different reckless endangerment and vandalism, and this is, you fucked yourself up, shorty. All on camera. You lost it. We're gonna have another video as well where she speaks about briefly why she did this shit. I'll tell you this though, it could have been worse. Look, she got a knife, pulls out a knife. She could have got her ass shot right there. Like, you in the wrong store and they got guns and shit behind the counter. You pulling out knives and shit. Somebody fuck around. You take one step towards them, they're gonna say, I thought she was advancing me while she had this knife in her hand. Done. Let's go to this video now. When the cops caught up with her ass. You know, this is Manhattan, right? It's like Soho area, damn it, right? This Manhattan. You're gonna deal with all types of civilians, man. They're gonna arrest you before the cops even get there. You're not getting away with this. You're not.
Tripping. He's on the corner, tripping. Black girl.
And thousands of people around, man. You ain't getting away. You got civilians that'll follow you and all types of shit. Give up your location. You ain't going nowhere.
His children. He's calling me.
Be careful, there's definitely a knife and
Yeah, we see it right here. It was just to cut up his clothes that he stole. My designs. Kept it plain as possible.
not her, but I'm the manager.
Said the knife was to cut up his clothes to go at the designs that he stole from her. I could look at this two-sided, man. Well, first and foremost, like it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Whatever charges they're gonna hit you with, it's clear as day. You're caught. Look at this first comment. Stealing from blacks, very Jewish, right? A slightly ignorant statement. You gotta be careful spreading this type of message, because Shorty is wrong. Everybody gets robbed in this world in places of creativity. I've been robbed a million fucking times, right? It doesn't give me the right to pull up on somebody with a hammer or a knife or fire or whatever. You know how many times I feel like my concepts or dare I say battles been robbed in battle rap from me, right? You guys know some of them, right? You gotta choose. Am I going to stay business and be here today to podcast with you guys, or am I gonna crash? Am I gonna crash? And then you guys could tell the ARP story in jail, like, oh look, because the card was similar, rookies and vets and blood, sweat, and tears, he went and shot the event up. Then I'm the fool, right? So it doesn't give Shorty the right to go do what she just did. But there's also another difference there that why I say you gotta be careful and a little bit not sensitive, because wrong is wrong. Not everybody has the ability to air quotes get robbed allegedly and still move on with their career or their business or their life. Not everybody has that. You know what I'm saying? Like for certain people, this was my getting on. This was my bills getting paid. This was my only shot. And somebody with a bigger name or a bigger company took that from me and put it out, and I will never get no credit for it. No, that happens in music, that happens in movies, hell, we got the Matrix up there, right? We've heard for many, many years that the producers and the writers behind the Matrix isn't the true writers of it, right? Believe what you want to believe. I'll just say allegedly. That's the world. From the biggest shit like a Matrix franchise to a Drake store shirt or a ARP concept card. It happens all the way through the, you know what I'm saying? So that's why you can't justify those type of actions. I gotta keep it clean over here for y'all, man. I can't send y'all out into the street to go tear shit up. I ain't gonna be the one to motivate y'all to go put yourselves in jail, man. It's fucked up. I would love to hear the backstory about the actual shit that she thinks was stolen. I'd love to hear more context, but without that, wrong is wrong. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Well, it's still gonna be wrong, but I want to know what he stole, allegedly. Nah, man, I'll stick up for Drake for that one, okay? That's 2 this week. We found 2 times to stick up for Drake. There you go. He's doing good. Let's go to a Raja update. Raja Jackson, Quentin Rampage Jackson's son, banned from wrestling show gig. So he popped up on a flyer, and I thought I was going to have to come to a stream and wig the fuck out. I thought I was going to come to a stream and say, this is disgusting. Who the fuck is behind trying to capitalize on this man potentially facing attempted murder and what happened to the other man as well, Psycho Stu, and put him on a card or event? I thought I was going to have to come up here and black the fuck out. And this was the flyer. Coming soon to Danger Pro Wrestling. Raja Jackson. This still could have been intended. Hold on. Let's check this out.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. There is ongoing fallout for the son of Rampage Jackson,
who is under investigation by the LAPD for almost killing a man in the ring.
Right, and that investigation is still going on. But professionally, there are already consequences that he is suffering from this brutal beatdown during a professional wrestling match last weekend here in the LA area, where he just snapped. And no one really understands why. And well,
Queen, I love this default, by the way. Looking beautiful these days, man. I just don't get to see you during the week. Shout out to you.
There was beef. There was beef before because
but even
the rest
doesn't add up.
Well, it does. Nothing justifies it. But he seemed pissed off at the guy because the guy hit him over the head with a cup, which was part of an act.
Yeah.
And this guy then took it personally. Almost killed that wrestler. Almost killed him.
Psycho Stu.
Yeah. Psycho Stu.
Yeah,
so
Psycho Stu.
Raja is now under criminal investigation, and hopefully he will be charged for.
Tay, this is your first time seeing that footage? Well, damn. We've been talking about covering this for it feels like 2 weeks now.
But the fact that it got a lot of publicity seems to be why his name popped up on another wrestling promotion. But TMZ Sports has done a little digging into this, and it seems like someone just wanted to profit off of this controversy
in a weird way.
But it actually turned out that
yeah, I mean,
even if they were going to use him
in a weird way.
Right. So 2 parts to it. So this Danger Wrestling promotion, that very small kind of indie wrestling promotion, they post that we've signed Raja, buy tickets, he's going to wrestle at one of our events. And people are losing their minds then, like, what? How's this guy going to perform?
Turns out why would they let him?
Why would they let him? Turns out they didn't. It was just a publicity stunt. So
but a publicity stunt by the organization.
By the organization. So then Lucas talks to the venue, and the venue says, no, he's not booked. And by the way, he's not allowed. So
what do they mean by he's not allowed?
He's not welcome. They said, so this is how it all played out. They posted this flyer right here. And so I called the venue that's listed underneath the flyer saying, hey, are you aware of what's going on here? I would just like a statement and just see where you stand on all of this, because
you told them about what happened with Raja.
Yes, I sent the links and everything. They were completely unaware. They said, look, no, he's not going to be there. We didn't even sign him or anything.
You know why the venue said no, right? I mean, there is massive liability if they would allow that to happen. And the venue is, because they're on notice of what he did.
This guy could be facing an attempted murder charge in a matter of days.
He may be.
Yeah.
He may be.
I think he should.
I'm Marie Lebetter from Fort Smith, Arkansas.
I don't know, man. That's a little weird. That's a little weird. Publicity stunt, whether they intended to try to bring Raja there or not, is clear. I'll say allegedly. But why do you put that flyer out? That flyer going out is crazy. Is crazy. Liability, definitely. So it makes me question. Did you put the flyer out and the wave of backlash? Because dude from TMZ says that he called them and hit them up and sent them all the links or whatever. So you try to make me believe that you weren't aware that you have Raja Jackson coming up supposedly for an event, and you weren't aware of some of the biggest news in the last 2-3 weeks, some of the most viral news on the internet and all social media was going on with somebody that you had booked. Shit, it could be the opening act on my card, and my event is a week away. You get locked up. I don't even depend on your battle business wise or whatever. I'm gonna know about it. Like Raja shit is one of the biggest news topics of the year. It is. It is. So I can't buy that. I can't buy that. Maybe you got caught with your hand in the cookie jar and had to retract. Either way, yes, huge liability. You would have brought this man there. You don't know what you could have faced. People could have firebombed, Molotov cocktailed the front of the building, boy. He's got to stay under a rock right now. He definitely can't be no public promoted event right now. His life, Raj's life. You see how his father confronted that guy on the street, like, yo, I'm getting death threats and shit. Now the internet is the internet. I'm not trying to say that 98% of the threats that you're getting are valid. Like the president gets how many per year, right? But they say they have a particular section that's their job to field them all and make sure that they know what's serious and what's not. And that's why when he moves in and out of these places, he moves like the president, right? Raja Jackson ain't no fucking president. But best believe there's somebody out there that would crash. Somebody. There's a lot of nut jobs out there. There's a lot of crazy people out there. There might be people that just want to stand up. It could be a racist motivated. It got so many different types of people out there. You could say there's only 1% of the threats that you get can actually be valid. That 1% can equate to hundreds of people that would possibly try to pull it off. I'm just saying. You stay under a rock right now, G. Real talk. All right. Were we trolled? What the fuck is going on with Funk Flex? We might leave this today and still not have the answer. So yesterday I reported on Funk Flex saying that his last day was going to be Labor Day. Was it Monday coming up? We gave him his flowers real quick. That's all I did. I said, yo, Funk Flex has evolved and changed and pioneered huge elements of the hip hop culture. He is one of our kings to get the flowers on his exit, man. Let's do that for him. And now we're hearing all this. What is this about? Is he getting people fired? Is he really quitting? Is he just moving to a different time slot? Did he push somebody out the building? What the fuck is going on?
When I first pulled up, Joe was here.
Khaled was here.
Khaled came out for you.
Yeah.
I'm sure. You've been doing this a long time, and you're a vet.
Yeah.
I'm sure you maybe wanted to have some tears. I know you didn't cry.
I cried.
You
sure.
did cry.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because that's emotional.
These guys make me cry.
Yeah, 27 years.
E-Styles, Lady S, they all make me cry all the time.
Oh my God! So
they're telling their stories, and I can't. It's hard to hold it in.
So I want to know this: what happened? I know it's a loaded question, but wherever you want to start, what happened? Because we see you're not on the air. We see Camilo got kind of demoted, sort of.
I don't know what's happening with that.
Okay.
All I know is I'm off the air. It's time for a new chapter. I don't think Flex is going anywhere. Flex is staying. He's just going to a new shift.
Okay.
It's just as simple. It's time for me to go. I've been there for a long time, and I just think maybe the direction they want to go is not a good fitting for me.
So there's a rumor that Flex had a tantrum, possibly, and that he could be the reason why you're out. Maybe. Can you speak to that?
Maybe. I think so. Maybe. I can't prove it.
Okay.
But in my heart, that's what I feel would happen.
Okay. Have you had a conversation with him? Have you seen him?
No.
Has he texted you saying anything?
No.
No communication at all?
No.
Do you feel slighted a little bit? I know you might.
Do.
Yeah.
Because I don't deserve that from him.
Yeah.
Especially, him being the creator of this radio station. He gave a lot of us, the opportunity to do what we got to do.
How about you don't deserve that from the company either if you've been there 20 plus years? But hold on.
Dude, especially in hip hop in New York.
Yeah, yeah.
Radio. So it wasn't supposed to come from him. Anybody else, maybe, but not from him.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be my peer, my boy. We built this building and this legacy together.
Were you guys cool?
Yeah, of course we were cool.
So there's no rift.
It wasn't supposed to be no rift.
Right.
So I don't understand where it came from. That's the unclarity that I don't understand. My ratings were good, and they felt good. And we haven't had a PD in the building over a year, and our ratings were on fire. So how do you get rid of somebody when we're on top of our game, especially like against our competition? That's right. Makes no sense.
So I gotta ask you, were you truly blindsided, or sometimes when people get fired, there are some sort of hints, there are some sort of feelings?
I didn't know it.
Okay.
But my wife did. She's like, she knew something was going on.
Oh my God, women's intuition. How many other celebrities have reached out today showing you love?
C's called up. Maynard
Oh my
called
God,
up,
yeah.
Megan
New
Wright
Yorkers.
called up, Jim Jones, Buster called me today.
Nice.
It's nice just having the family.
Yeah.
Call. Nori did a video for me, so that was dope.
Nice. So what's next? I mean, where are we going to see you next?
Just follow at the Heavy Hitters, and you'll find us. And stay tuned for part 2.
Have any people reached out yet with gigs?
Yeah, I got a couple of offers already.
Okay.
We'll figure out.
I like that for you.
We'll figure out what's happening.
And last,
I'm jumping in. Look, I'm going to Puerto Rico with the crew.
I know that's right. I need to go with y'all.
Figure it all out.
So last. You and Flex want to have a conversation eventually, or you're not open to it?
Right now, I'm not open to it, but I know I'm a bigger man than he is, so maybe
time will tell.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
That's a big shot at the end. Yeah, absolutely something happened between them. You don't say I'm a bigger man than him like that on camera if you don't really know what's going on. Come on. Wow. Who knows behind the scenes they had a big fallout, big issue, but also when that big issue that you could have, even if it's not related to work, if it's brought in there and you guys work for the same company, they're gonna go with the heavyweight, right? And I meant that with no pun intended, the heavyweight. Wow. I like his attitude though. He's got a big reputation, a big following. He's put in a lot of work. Seems like he's like, yeah, I'm about to go on vacation real quick. Got a couple offers. He's gonna land somewhere. I don't think this feels like a Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman situation. I just feel like Max Kellerman is still around, right? But I feel like after Stephen A. Smith pushed him out, Max Kellerman has never gotten back to like half of the type of opportunity that he had when he was over there. I hope that doesn't happen to Enuff. I don't know. Flex, I feel like you trolled us, man. I feel like you trolled us. There's got to be more to it that's going to continue to come out, possibly. We'll see. But DJ Enuff is a beloved person. He's a respected person. I don't know. Checks and balances, we'll keep an eye on it. All right. I got one more news up, slight news. I barely even want to call this news because I really don't like this guy. But I said, fuck it, let's bring it to the stream real quick. And then I got to laugh for y'all before we get up out of here and get to the supers. This fucking guy. This is just such a great interview to do after he was almost killed, right?
I have to tell them the story about the scratch and how the man even looked at me. Nigga, I walked 2 blocks down out to the taxi and went to the hospital, homeboy. How the fuck is this life threatening? I don't even talk about that. All I'm saying is, I came out of a sprinter bus. I have to tell them this. I got a little scratch. The man even looked at me in my eye. He had a chance to gun me. Give me and ran. Nigga, I took a 2-kilometer walk, went in a taxi, went to the fucking hospital, get a little cleaning bandage. Morning time.
I'm glad his video froze. That's telling me something bad for his video to freeze right there. All right. That annoys me. So before we get up out of here, just the way he was talking, like I just don't respect when somebody damn near takes their own life for granted like that. Something that could be so severe. But that's top 5. Let's pull a laugh up. Change my fucking attitude because top 5 pisses me off.
You gained some weight? Not really. You know, one of your jobs is like the guy's gonna be looking at you a lot.
Right.
All right. There's definitely a little bit looseness on the tummy area if you want to show the stomach. If you want to be bold enough to show it, make sure that is right. Turn around. Everything got to be firmed up. Don't get psycho with it. You lost weight, right?
Everything I get firmed up.
Take the top off. You gained some weight?
Yeah, I gained some weight.
Grab your stomach for me. Okay. Is that as big as you've ever been?
Yeah.
You need to start running. You and Sarah can run together. Dylan, you definitely got to fix some things. We got to get you to a dermatologist. We got to just work on making it better. You're going to be in front of the camera. Babs, we got to work on some other hair options, hairstyles. Let me see some other hairstyles, other ways you want to wear your hair. You gain some weight?
Not really.
You gained some weight. Yo. Don't lie. Some of y'all want to see him back on camera, man. Just for the entertainment value that fucking guy brings. He's crazy. That guy's a nut, B. All right. What are we at? Hour 25. Not bad. Felt longer today as far as how long we've been streaming. We got at 9:23. I think the stream started at 9:45 today, I think. At 9:23, we had Cotton come through, our member. He shot out a gift to y'all. Thank you, Cotton. Appreciate that. Brick City 81 did the same thing at 9:24. Okay. Appreciate that, Brick City. So that's 2 memberships that came out real early when the stream was about to start. We got Jay in the building with a 5-piece says, Doug should have kept quiet after his release about the whole rat talk. Now he's facing the same heat Gunna did. Only it's hitting harder. His is worse. Yeah, he's being a victim right now of his own reputation. You know, the constant kill all rats, fuck rats. If you did this, you gotta go do gospel now, twin. And the interviews like $1 million worth of game. And you know, he took a position and he represented something that's supposed to be clean as a whistle. Oh, that was one. We was at 8 earlier. Here's the 9th one. He said, I told them that I made an honest mistake that we told them we sold Wayne weed to prove that we wasn't beefing. You admit, like, how do you define the word mistake? That's like saying I wasn't supposed to say that. You just admit it. That's moving the goalpost, B. Like, you just can't convince us that looking at Gunna's video versus this 2-hour audio, which one is worse, and that it's still Gunna. Like, you just can't. So it's like this whole campaign against Gunna and with the vibe and the energy he's created, it's totally undone. Doesn't ever remove what Gunna did. Everybody still got to stand there. You can't just say, oh, just because Young Thug, I got to change the way I look at. No, stand on what happened, not based on the person changing your opinion. What happened, happened. But if that particular person took that position, he can't take it anymore. Not towards Gunna. You can't. You can't. Capo says to ARP mods and the members, appreciate you, G. That was at 9:57 when we were starting to get rolling. Jay says 2025 has been messier than 2024 with celebrity news. Probably. You think something's going to be any different for 2026? It ain't. I just pray I stay out of that. All bullshit. All bullshit. Capo says, you either get down or lay down in my beanie voice. Yep. Green team, brick by brick. Sorry, it's true podcast. You know how it go. I love those hashtags. And we could also apply that. You either get down or lay down with Young Thug's influence, right? A lot of people snatching that goalpost for him right now. Capo has been a member for 7 months. Interactive will push out the content, or interaction will push out the content. Yes, remain interactive, people. Appreciate y'all. Don't be bush babies like they say in the chat. But 7 months in, man, OG status. Jay says all of these people pulling people's paperwork better be more pure than a new. Absolutely. And they went after 1090 Jake a bunch of times. Like there's things that people questioned in his background. You know, it is what it is. I don't think I've seen anything that made me go crazy. Some questionable things. I'll just leave it like that. But these videos and the audio, and it's like, where does it come from? It happened in battle rap. You got people that just they move around thinking that this stuff will never come out. And then somebody drops it. It could be somebody that was in your case that got their hands on it from discovery, somebody that's mad at you. It could be a hater. And in today's stream, one thing that I threw out there is I think the authorities is behind some of this Young Thug stuff. I don't think 21 Savage just dropped that audio clip. I don't think Young Thug dropped that. Who had that? It's a jail call, right? So they have all the jail calls. This is all tactical, just like the Tory Lanez, after he got convicted, audio coming out. It's tactical, man. Like some divide and conquer shit going on. And they're already in the midst of investigating all these different Atlanta groups still, right? So, I don't know. And then look at it like this. Then you get the Roscoes of the world to come out and do interviews and do lives and get on there with academics and people speak to more crimes and more this. And I was doing this and this was happening, saying more names. And they're just sitting there just like this. We put out this Young Thug and 21 Savage shit and get these 50 people over here tweeting and talking. Real shit. Mr. Nice, I remember says, I agree with that one. No. What if it's 50 years? What do you mean, amount of time that you have to wait? Fuck no. I think that's what we was talking about, Wack's rules. And I had to cut it off. I couldn't even do the whole thing. Thank you for the chat that probably watched the whole thing. There's people in here saying he was being sarcastic and he was joking. Thank God, because I couldn't get past 4. I had to cut it off. Mr. Nice said, Thug did a Club Shay Shay interview, LOL, telling all. And that's the thing too. The internet does what the internet does. They remember everything. They start to resurface clips, old comments, old sound bites, all of that shit. It's crazy. Capo says to all the mods in the chat, this fine Saturday. Appreciate you. Shout out to the mods, of course. And Jay says she named all the meds she takes and proceeds to say she isn't on them. She has issues. 1052. Was that the girl in the Drake store? Was it that one? And she definitely looked like she has some mental issues. I ain't gonna lie. I'll say allegedly. But all right. Cool stream today. Yeah, we crossed 130, 90 minutes. Not bad. What I got going on today? I'm about to hop into the gym right now. I'm pretty much healed up back here. The plastic is off. I need a haircut though. So it's like a lot of hair. Can't shave yet. So can't. It's a little messed up from the hair that's growing. But it's not all ashy or nothing like that. And I'm at a point now where I'm only putting medication on once a day because sometimes less is more. You got to have it. You can't have it like soaking by the time you're like, your tattoo is like 5 days in healing. So it's probably ashy and covered with some hair right now, but I'll let y'all see some of it. And so I can't wait about another 4 or 5 days. I'll wait before I could bring the clippers out. You know what I'm saying? Cut my hair that's growing back there. And then I'll also be done with the ointment and everything back to regular life. Stop fucking up my pillowcases and shit. At least all the ink is, I don't got to worry about like, damn, oh, my head touched my couch or something like that. I just put ink on I'm past that stage. Everything's pretty much done at that point. But I'm at this gym. I got a couple errands to run. It's gonna be one of those feet up night. I'll probably be back in the crib by like 5, 6 o'clock with nothing left to do. I think I might be good by like 5, 6 o'clock. And we got a long weekend, right? It's Labor Day weekend. Y'all going anywhere? Y'all doing anything? I'm here home chilling. I don't got no major plans. I'm gonna be relaxing, catching up on errands, housework, chilling. I'll be editing. I ain't doing too much. I'm boring this weekend, and that's fine. That's totally fine. All right. I'll catch y'all tomorrow morning. I'm gonna try to get here earlier than I did today. Yes, today was like 9:45. I'm gonna try to shoot for like maybe like 8, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. We'll see. But enjoy the rest of y'all Saturday, y'all. Stay safe.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss, making decisions my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I drop it, connected to block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry Street Podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members.
Without our still got a gun.